How are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing a book haul today. I haven't done one in a while. I think this also is going to be my last book haul of the year. I know it's only November, but considering this haul has taken me since summer, I don't think I'll get around to doing another one before the end of the year. So there we go. But yeah, like I said, I haven't done a book haul in a while. I've been buying a lot of books this year. I feel like I've been mainly focusing on buying sequels and like very anticipated Hallyu releases. It's most of what I bought this year, which also means I've read quite a lot of what I bought this year, but I feel like that's all good and well. I feel like that's the only kind of like reading goal that I can up with this year because I've been so bad at all of them. I do have like a nice little stack of books right here that I'm very excited to talk about, and I've read quite a chunk of them, so you probably already know about most of these books. But let's just get started with the first book that I got since I last talked to you, being Problematic Summer Romance by Ellie Hazelwood. Like, this was literally a pre-order. That's how you know it's been a while. But this is a companion novel to Non Love by Ellie Hazelwood, and it's an age gap romance following Maya, who goes on a wedding trip because her brother is getting married, who, like, that's the couple from the first book. And while she's there, she crosses paths again with her brother's best friend, who a little bit ago she had like a big crush on, and then shit happens and now they haven't talked in a bit, but she definitely still has feelings for him, and it's the moments between them. And yeah, I really love this, so I do recommend this one. And I'm not typically like an age gap person, but I should have known Ellie Hazelwood, which, you know, do it for me, I guess. I don't know what to say about this because I've had them for so long. Then we have Lights Out by Navessa Allen. This is a dark romance, and I don't know that much about it. Dark romance isn't typically my thing, but if you remember earlier in the year, I read the Haunting Adeline duology, and I did really like that, and it's also really dark romance, so I wanted to venture out a bit more. And then this is one that a lot of creators I follow that also typically aren't into dark romance really enjoyed, because they say this is really funny. So I don't know, I got curious to check it out, so when I saw it at the bookstore, I decided to pick it up. But this one I have not read yet, so I can tell you if I liked it or not. Then a new release I picked up and I haven't gotten around to, sadly enough, is Emilia If Only by Becca with Holly. This is like one of the few like YA contemporary authors that I loved back in the day that still does it for me. That's Becca with Holly. Her books always I just love. And in this one we follow Amelia, who is like obsessed with a YouTuber, and she thinks they're like, if they would ever meet, they would make like a perfect couple. And then he does a meet and greet, so she goes on a road trip together with her friends, her best friends, or like a friend, I don't remember. And so she and her friends take a road trip to go meet this guy, and then during the road trip she falls in love with her best friends instead. So I don't know, I think this would be really cute, but I haven't read it yet, even though I picked it up relatively soon after release, and I'm very excited to read this. And a book I actually read pretty recently is Bury Your Bones in a Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. Again, I picked this up around release time, and even though I read it, I still don't know how to perfectly describe it. I just think the phrase toxic sapphic vampires is all you gotta know. Like, toxic lesbian vampires is all you gotta know. But I loved it. I loved it so much. If you want to know more of my thoughts on it, check out my vampire reading vlog that I did at the end of October, because I did talk quite a bit about this book, and it's so good. I don't think it's gonna be for everyone, but I really loved it, and I'm very glad that I got around to reading it. Then another book I really loved is Het Concert by Saskia Martens. This is kind of sad because Milo is over now. This is the, like, Milo is a Flemish TV show that I love, and it sadly ended, but this book came out before it ended. It's like a book like set in the same world with the same characters, but like not necessarily a novelization of episodes, if that makes sense. And this is another one of these, and you have the Saskia Martens ones and you have the Hetty van Haar ones, and those are kind of a bit more kiddie. I'm not the biggest fan of those books, but the Saskia Martens ones I really love, and so I was glad that we got another one from her before the show ended, and I really love this one as well. And on my second channel I did a video about this if you want to go check that out. But yeah, really enjoy. Also, this is told through Liam's POV instead of Milo's, but also it's fun and different. And then next we have another book I read I really loved, and that's Calabasas by Arf Kwan. This is the only time I've ever done like a full spoiler-free reading vlog just for one book, and it was worth it because I talked a lot about this book. But in this book we follow Alice, who is a grad student, and her professor slash advisor died a little before this book, but they kind of need his pull in the academic world to be able to, you know, get jobs and like graduate and stuff like that. So Alice goes together with a lot of grad students, Peter, who is also like a big rival of hers, they go to hell to try and bring this professor back to life. And it's great. I love it. I know this one has been getting a lot of mixed reviews, and it's not like my favorite out of Quan. I think that position still goes to Babel, but I did really like this book, and I really loved it, and I have no complaints about it. So yeah, go check out my video on this definitely if you want to know if you should read it or not, because I feel like there's a lot of mixed reviews out there. The next book I got is Interview with the Vampire by Anne Weiss. If you've been around this channel, you know I am obsessed with the Interview with a Vampire TV show, and now like a lot of promo going on for the third season and people like talking about that, I really just want to delve in the books and just learn more about kind of what's going on besides the show as well, and also to compare, because this book is quite old. I believe it's from 1976, so it's been around for a while. And also I have not seen the movie. Maybe I should do that as well once I read the book. But yeah, I want to delve more into this world, see what things are about. Then we have another release that I pre-ordered, and that's Mates by Ali Hazelwood. As you can tell, this has been a long time coming. This is another 5-star. I really love this. I don't know what video is coming out first, this haul or the reading vlog, and when I read this, but I did a reading vlog reading this as well, and I really loved it. This is a companion novel to Bright by Ella Hazelwood, and in this one we follow Serena, who has just recently learned that she is a like werewolf human hybrid, and that information has also become public, because she's the first of her kind, and therefore our target is kind of put on her back, and so not everyone is happy with hybrids existing, and she has to go under the protection of this alpha named Kun or Cohen. There's been discussion around that in my head, not out there for me, which you'll see if my reading vlog is up. The problem with him is that he's her mate. That's it, and it's the title, and it's really fun. I do have to say this does go follow Megaverse, so if you aren't a fan of the Nottingham Bride, be careful with this one. I had a really good time reading it. I really liked it, so there we go. I'm so bad at doing book hauls, I apologize. Then next we have The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. This is the second book in the Crimes of Nyxia series, and I read the first one for this again in my vampire blog, and I loved it so much that I just immediately had to pick up the sequel. I still have to read it, but I have it, so there we go. But in this series we follow Uriah, who is a human, and as a child she got rescued and found by like a vampire king, and he also kind of like adopted her as his own child and raised her. So even though she has been like very trained to be, she very much has been trained to fight against vampires and such, she also like is still a human and very aware of how she is at a disadvantage. So to kind of solve that issue, she participates in these trials that are happening, and these trials are like from the god, like the nighttime goddess, I believe it's called. I can't check the back because there's a synopsis for the second book, so I don't know what I'm trying. And the winner of these trials, because it's like a fight to the death basically, the winner of these trials gets granted like one wish by the goddess, and her plan is for this wish, or this thing that is like extremely difficult to do, which is a ritual, no, what's it called, I don't know, but it's like a bonding ritual. Yeah, bonding ritual. And she wants to do that with her dad, because in this bonding ritual you receive the powers of the other person, so you each kind of get the powers of each, which typically is done between two very powerful people, so that they are extra powerful. But she wants to do it obviously with her dad, so that she can gain his powers and be more safe within this vampire world. And in doing these trials, she's actually forced to partner up with this guy who is a vampire and comes from kind of like a rival region to her father's kingdom. So it's a really great romantasy book, and I loved it, and the way it ended got me very curious to continue on with the story. So like I said, immediately purchased the sequel, and this is a chunker, but I'm so excited to read this, so hopefully that will be happening soon. And then these last couple of books I haven't read because I quite literally bought them 2 days ago. I'm also very excited about them. The first one being The Will of the Many by James Islington. This is a high fantasy book that I've heard so many great things about. I think a sequel to this just came out or is about to come out, but I've heard so many incredible things about this book that I am just really excited to read it. Again, also from people who don't typically read a lot of high fantasy, just fucking love this book, so I'm very excited to read it. And then I have 3 classics, because the bookstore that I went to had like a little section which was like had like a title board with like read more classics, and these were really cheap, so I couldn't pass them, especially because the covers are gorgeous. You'll see in a minute. And I feel like in the past when I bought classics, I did it because I wanted to be a classics reader, but lately I've been watching a lot of like video essays and stuff like that around maybe the authors, not necessarily the books, and it's gotten me like genuinely interested in some of these stories. So I think that's better incentive for me to actually read these books. So hopefully that will be correct. But the first one I picked up, and it's kind of a little bit out of time, is Dracula by Bram Stoker. Like this would have been a perfect for like my vampire vlog or for just like spooky times. It's November now, so it's still readable, but you know, it's a little bit less. But this is like the classic vampire story. It's not the first, that's Carmilla, I believe, which I also haven't read. You know, this is the classic, you know. And like, look at that cover, isn't that pretty? I really like these editions. And this is one that I haven't necessarily watched video essays about, but a lot of people I feel like have been reading it lately. And just hearing them talk about it, I'm so curious about this. And I didn't know it was like an epistolary novel, which I also think is really fun. So I don't know, I'm quite excited to read this, especially because, as you can tell, I love my vampires. So I am very excited to check this out, see what I think of it. I haven't read a classic in a while though, so my brain is gonna have to adjust it out. And then I recently watched a video about the Bronte sisters, and I love it so much that I got some recommendations from it. I own Wuthering Heights, so that's on the top of my list for books to read. And then I just realized I now have a book by each Bronte sister, so that's gonna be nice. We of course also have Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Again, I think this is like a super popular book, so I don't have to explain what this is about, but I'm very excited to read this because again, this is one that I've heard so many great things about, and I'm very excited to read. And again, look at that edition, so pretty. I'm excited to read this. Then I also got Agnes Grey by M. Bronte, which is the shortest, but also from the video on the Bronte sisters that I watched, this is the book that sounded the most interesting to me, so I'm very excited to read this. I think this is gonna be the first one of the Bronte sister books that I'm gonna read, even though it is like the least well-known one, I would say, at least from what I've read. And again, stunning edition. Oh my god. I don't know, I think now that I know that I own a book by all Bronte sisters, I think it would be fun to do like a vlog, like reading all three of these. I don't know if I could do a vlog reading 3 classics, because like I said, it's been a while. But I don't know, I'm so excited to read these. And also for Wuthering Heights, because I know a movie adaptation of Wuthering Heights is coming out. I know there's gotten a lot of discussion around that because there's a lot going on with that. And that's like the Celia discussions one that's made me really excited to read that book as well. So I think in the new year I might do a Bronte vlog, you know? I don't know. Let me know if you're interested in that. I think that could be fun. But yeah, I am very excited to read these as well. Welcome to the collection. And yeah, that is everything I have for you today. Now you might know why I barely do book hauls on this channel, because I'm so bad at that. Oh my god. Like, how many books did I talk about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I talked about 13 books. And this video isn't even 20 minutes long raw footage. So that's me not talking enough about these books. I apologize. I should get better at book hauling. Here's the thing, I like doing book hauls. I like watching them. I'm not good at them. So I apologize. But that's why I do them very rarely. But like I said, I'm very excited about all of these books. I'm truly baffled by all of the books that I have read from this stack. They're 5 stars. Well, all the ones that I have not read yet, I'm so excited to read. So I don't know how many I'll be able to squeeze in before the end of the year, but I'm hoping to squeeze in a couple of them. But yeah, let me know in the comments which ones you think I should prioritize from this stack that I haven't read yet, as well as some of the books you read, like you hauled recently. And then hopefully I'll see you next time.